got to stop drinking. Engineering Communications, Autumn 2021, Assessment Task 2B, Narrative Reflection, Student George Comonos 102-49427. Perseverance with respect to collaborative endeavour was the focus of my initial narrative reflection task. Considering all the communications difficulties arising from much of this project happening online, it was a pertinent focus and perseverance was most definitely required. Using Microsoft Teams can be quite impersonal as a means of communication and lacks all the usual cues of facial and body language that occur and assist understanding in a normal conversation. I like to think that requesting people who are speaking turn on their cameras might improve this situation, but it seems that many people make the claim that their camera is broken, and this request most likely would fall on deaf ears and dead lenses. Perhaps UTS could place a similar guide to etiquette for video meetings as presently presides over email communication to assist in this matter. I have to admit my behaviour at times online can be infantile, so I feel a tad hypocritical saying and typing this, but my response to having a conversation through a machine rather than in person feels absurd and results in silly but often inexcusable behaviour. We tried to arrange personal meetings, but our university timetables never aligned to allow it to happen. Considering our larger group size of 7, we managed well with people gravitating to areas of strength and everybody pulling their own weight and meeting deadlines and obligations. I think this project highlighted not just the difficulties of producing a project, but with the added necessary consideration of human-centered, culturally inclusive factors, became an immense challenge. What became evident was that to make a design inclusive and accessible requires large amounts of time, communication with the stakeholders, and evaluation and evolution of ideas. We were not in reality able to effect communication with the Indigenous stakeholders we were producing this design for. So on that level, we could only surmise at how that communication would happen and wonder at the time required or how difficult or easy it might have been. As the project grew like the water lily in my initial reflection, we were faced with numerous technical challenges and the realisation that as first year students, we were deficient in knowledge of renewable solar energy. Looking back on this, more initial research by all team members would have improved the conceptualisation process and resulted in more feasible initial proposals being derived sooner. At any rate, like my water lily analogy, the project did bloom and plausible design solutions were arrived at that we were pleased with.